So I recently learned about a concept called selective attention. And selective attention is when I am attentive to one thing. When I am looking for something, I'm much more likely to find it. And I'm much more likely to find more of it. So for instance, when I wake up and I am frustrated for some reason, I wake up and I'm frustrated, I then go throughout my day and I become more frustrated because I'm looking for things to be frustrated in. But on the flip side, if I wake up and I am joyful and I just naturally, or if I'm trying to be joyful, that means I'm looking for things to be joyful in. I'm looking for things to be grateful for. I wake up and I see my kids, I see my wife, I see my work, I see my house, and I will by default start to see the good in those things. I can look at the exact same photograph. I can think of the exact same memory. And I can, if I have selective attention for gratitude, and if I'm looking to be grateful, I'm going to be grateful. If I'm looking to be joyful, I'm going to be joyful. I can look at the exact same photograph, or I can look at the exact same think of the exact same memory, or experience the exact same circumstance. And I can see the negative or the positive based on what I'm looking for. So I'm challenged today that as I go about my day and my morning to be selectively attentive to the things that are going to bring life, and not selectively attentive to the things that are going to take it away. Because I know that by default, I know I'm a sinful man, and I wake up selfish, I wake up frustrated, and I've gotten into this rhythm where I am waking up kind of almost in a spirit of despair. The spirit of frustration is my default. And it has taken a lot out of me. It takes a lot out of my family, and there's this negative vibe and this negative rut that I've developed. So today I am choosing to look for things that bring life. I'm going to choose to be grateful, and I'm going to choose to be joyful. So, for instance, I was downstairs sitting on my front porch drinking a cup of coffee, and I looked down and I saw this crack in our front porch. The kind of the step is broken and kind of falling away from the house slightly, and so in the past I would have very quickly been frustrated at that, and frustrated that a thousand things of me being frustrated that I bought the wrong house even, or that there's this house is always breaking down. But instead I sat and I just stopped and prayed, and I thank God for the house that He had given me, and I thank God for the roof over my head, and I thank God that He and just looked at, and I was challenged myself to find one good thing, and said, I'm grateful that this yard looks better than it did when we bought it, or I'm grateful for the part of my garden that did grow instead of the part of my garden that did not grow this year. So join with me in selectively being attentive to the things that bring life, and not just the things that take life away.